Riparian zones along rivers are protected by increasing the vegetation cover on the riverbank and adjacent plots. This minimizes and controls riverbank erosion and landslides. It also reduces the inflow of sediments from neighboring areas into the river. In Kenya, pioneer small-scale farmers in subhumid areas stabilize riverbanks and reduce rainwater runoff from nearby plots by planting trees and grasses. Peter Gitimu protects the riparian zone of Saba River, which flows through his land. He's planting napier grass, grevillea and guava trees, and bamboo.
My name is Peter Gitimu. I'm a retired teacher. Currently, I'm a farmer. I'm the secretary of Saba Water Resources Users Association. In my farm, I experience the following challenges: the slopiness of the land, soil erosion, the fertility of the soil, and the flooding of River Saba. The floods come annually in the months of March and April. These floods erode the riparian area. I've planted fruit trees like the guavas. I have planted the bamboo trees, grevillea trees, and napier grass to reinforce the riverbank. I have my own tree nursery, which helps me plant trees on the farm. I also use these seedlings to plant in my river valley. And if I have to buy, I pay about 30 shillings per seedling. So I save a lot when I grow my own nursery. And now I'm going to plant these in the river valley. I'm rooting this napier so that I can transplant it, remove the unnecessary roots, and this now is very good for planting. When these roots dry up, they are used as fire fuel in the kitchen. These prepared napier rhizomes are now ready for planting. And so you collect them and then you carry them for planting. Good. I'm digging holes in this area because the area was affected by the last floods. The area on the western side is already protected. Then this was hit by the flood, so I want to continue the protection of soil erosion. And it will cover all of here because it will spread and this area will not be eroded anymore. After planting, I will water because it is during the dry season. But when the napier starts to grow, I will not water it anymore, it will grow naturally. And now I have come to see where I can plant some grevillea. I'm now making a hole to plant my grevillea seedling. Now the hole is ready. This is the plant. Then I will tear off the paper. And I did not fill the hole because I want, when the running water comes, it will collect there. We also plant guava fruit trees once the riverbank is strong enough, cannot be easily eroded. One, because they make very good bush to control erosion, and they are used as fruits for the family. In the next 4 or 5 years, this guava seedling will start bearing fruit. Apart from giving us fruit, it is a source of firewood. The floods this year were very much that they broke the banks. So there was water on the other side of the river and on this side, and it swept through the farms and they carried a lot of soil. Here The river comes with a very strong force, hits this bank with a lot of force. So I'm planting a bamboo here to ease the force and control the eroding of the bank. This is a bamboo forest which was established when this area was very eroded. It has held the surrounding soil compact. This one is a mature bamboo which is being harvested by the owner for use as firewood, for building sheds, and even rafts for building home fences. The cutting of the bamboo does not affect erosion in the riverbank. The riverbank will remain intact because of the roots. The rhizome will germinate, and after 2 to 3 years, the bamboo will be big again. A fig tree has a very good root system, very widespread, and this holds the soil together, and even when the floods come, it protects erosion. So we discourage cutting them down. We encourage farmers who border the riparian areas to plant more fig trees. The riparian area of a river is a public land, and all the vegetation and trees growing there is for the riverbank catchment protection. This is how I want the riverbank to look like. Here you can see the examples of the indigenous trees like the fig, the bamboo, the grass. You can see the tall graveria. Even if the floods came up very strongly, they did not break the bank. So I want you to plant and the bank will look like this.
The initial inputs for the establishment of the vegetative measures are mainly labour and the cost of seedlings. Generally, these activities are carried out at the beginning of the rainy season. Maintenance activities consist of weed control, cutting of the napier grass, and pruning of the grevillea trees. In areas where riverbeds are bare and eroded, and adjacent plots frequently flooded, the protection of the riparian zone with vegetation brings many benefits. No more land is lost to the river, as erosion is prevented and damage by flooding is reduced. The livelihoods of farmers are improved, as with the planted trees and grasses, firewood, timber, fodder for animals, and fruit are produced.
Yo